Hello and welcome to Threefold Herbal Healing. I'm herbalist Vihot Sadeh. I help people who struggle with chronic conditions grow their health from the roots up. Today I'm going to speak about depression because the rate of adult Americans who struggle with depression increased from 12.5 in 2019 to 18.3 in 2025. Young adults, especially, show a dramatic rise in the rate of depression. The picture is even grimmer if you consider that the numbers are based on only the people who reached out for help. So we might have large number of people sitting in their houses, depressed, isolated, lonely, and we don't even know about them. The rise in depression is so profound that the US Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy declared it as an epidemic. What I see in my clinic confirms his findings. The clients I see in my clinic struggle with chronic conditions that reduce their quality of life. Many of them suffer from daily debilitating symptoms. Some come with pain, others with insomnia, digestive complaints, and much more. After years of struggling with those symptoms, there is no wonder that they might feel depressed. However, I see other types of clients coming to my clinic. Those might complain about fatigue, muscle weakness, loss of appetite, or too much appetite and gaining weight without any control, and insomnia. After I do a differential interview with them, where I exclude all potential physical causes for their symptom, I might conclude that it's possibly they struggle with depression. Maybe depression can explain all those symptoms. Whether depression is the chicken or the eggs in their condition, it is shadow that many of my clients carry with them and that really compromise their ability to heal. If you ever struggle with depression, you know that it is a whole body experience. It affects how you feel, how you behave, and how you think about your body, about yourself, and about the world. Unlike most health conditions where you go to bed at night feeling well and wake up in the morning sick, depression creeps up on you. It is only when you look back at the last couple of months that you can see the slow descent in your mood, the changes in motivation and behavior, and the shifts in your thought patterns, especially in the way you speak to and about yourself. The word depression originates from the Latin verb deprimere. I probably mispronounced it. Deprimere. No French accent for me. Meaning to press down. The person with depression feels weighted down by the heavy weight of his body, thoughts, emotion, and the world. In people with depression, the vital processes in the body are not regulated optimally, which means that some of them will experience loss of appetite and weight loss. Others might gain weight and feel they want to eat constantly, all the time. Some will find it hard to wake up in the morning. Others might toss and turn all night and cannot find sleep. Some will lose their libido, others might not. This DSM provides a clear diagnostic criteria for depression. However, I choose to focus on the living experience of the person who struggled to carry the heavy cloud of depression in their everyday life. Your body weighs you down. Walking through life carrying the heavy weight of depression is tiring. Not a type of fatigue that comes with a long day of work or exercise that can be redeemed by rest, but an exhaustion that is deep to your bones, that make even the simplest task of getting up from bed in the morning or cooking a meal beyond one's capacity. When fatigue is so overwhelming, managing your energy output becomes a necessity. One of my clients once told me she had to choose between taking a shower and grocery shopping. She simply didn't have the capacity to handle both at the same day. The sluggish experience of the body extends beyond the body into the realm of the mind and thoughts. Brain fog and memory loss are common in depression. Your brain feels like a large cotton ball with no beginning, connection, or end to the thread of the consciousness sluggishly sliding through it. What was once entertaining and fulfilling, like reading, writing, or watching a documentary, becomes unfathomable. You are left scrolling on your phone or changing channels on the TV without registering the content, the meaning of what you're watching. As I write this, I can't help but stop to wonder about adults, young and old, who are addicted to scrolling on their phones. Could it be that doom scrolling is both a symptom of depression and one of the reasons we see an increase in depression rates? Simple tasks that are usually automatic require your full attention. And I'm talking here about tasks like getting up from bed in the morning, taking a shower, making your meals, things that usually are everyday automatic things that we do automatically with no second thought. They now require your full attention, your full intention, and that takes away energy. It's very tiring. And that doesn't leave energy for complicated tasks that require planning and executing multiple steps. Those become beyond your capacity. And I'm talking here on stuff like responding to your children, responding to emails from your boss, doing your job, creating new ideas, reading a book, focusing on a content. All those become really beyond your capacity. As humans, so much of our identity is tied to our ability to think, learn, and create. When those are lost, we lose part of ourselves. And with that part, we lose our self-worth. So in depression, this loss of focus and the ability to create and think lead to a reduction in self-worth. Most people associate depression with feeling of sadness. However, this is not true for all people with depression. I think specifically of one of my clients who came to me with fatigue, muscle pain, and insomnia. He didn't mention grief or sadness at all. I suggested care plan for depression, and within weeks he saw improvement. So it's not always that sadness and grief are in the forefront of depression. What is more common than feeling sad is feeling emotional bluntness or flatness of emotion, which is the inability to feel or express both positive and negative emotions. Emotional bluntness is accompanied by detachment, a feeling of disconnect from one's own body, others, and the world. Detachment from one's body may feel like the skin is too tight. It can become an issue when feeling of hunger and satiation don't fully register. So you don't feel when you need to eat and you lose weight. Or you don't feel when you are satiated and you keep on eating and you gain weight. Feeling detached from other people and the world is isolating. People with depression consistently name isolation from others as a key feature of depression. They often feel unseen or misunderstood, leaving them feeling out of the tribe. Dr. Lucy Osler from the University of Copenhagen writes, in depression, the feeling of being different from and misunderstood by others fixes a person in their first person singular perspective, thus shutting off their ability to experience things as part of a we. Experiencing something as a we precisely involves experiencing something that could not be had apart, and what is threatened is not only a sense of connectedness with others, but an openness to being influenced and entangled with the experience of others, of having the world unfold to us in new and exciting ways. So it's a feeling of being alone, being isolated, having this wall between me and the we, and not being able to see other perspectives. For many people who experience those myriad symptoms, from the physical aches and pains to the mental fog, the confusion, the forgetfulness, the emotional blankness, and the detachment, connecting the dots and seeing it all as one of a whole picture is hard. Most people that experience those different symptoms try to connect the dots and get to the root of it, to the depression. They don't understand what is going on with them. The problem is worse because of the brain fog. People with depression experience brain fog. It makes it harder to think clearly and get to the holistic understanding that accounts for all the different symptoms. That is where I come, where I can help you find out what's really is going on. As a family member or a friend, it is important that we recognize the signs of depression beyond the screening test, the DSM, so we can help the person who struggles with depression really find the care that they need. So this is really where I come. Part of helping people with chronic condition is helping people who struggle with depression. If you suspect that you have a family member that is, or a friend that struggle with depression, I might be able to help them. You can find me at threefoldherbalhealing.com. That is for today, and thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I hope you have a very good day. Bye.